the Trump administration has announced we will put an end to Joe Biden's illegal student loan bailout attempts. No student loan has been referred to collection since March of 2020. That comes to an end. On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student loans. The student loan portfolio controlled by the federal government is nearly $1.6 trillion. But fewer than 4 out of 10 borrowers are in repayment. This is unsustainable, unfair, and a huge liability for American taxpayers. Debt cannot be wiped away. It just ends up getting transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans? The Trump administration will never force taxpayers to pay student loan debts that don't belong to them. Student loan borrowers need clarity, and we're finally giving it to them. Borrowers will now be clearly expected to repay their loans, and those who default on their loan obligations will face involuntary collections. The government can and will collect defaulted federal student loan debt by withholding money from borrowers, tax refunds, federal pensions, and even their wages. America is $36 trillion in debt. We must get our fiscal house in order and restore common sense to our country. If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. It's very simple.
But since March of 2020, right around COVID time, there has not been any collection for outstanding student loans. And why would they have? The Biden administration was saying, we're going to forgive your loans.
Right.
Linda McMahon is going to garnish your wages. Let's talk about it, because a lot of that's headline fear and not actually what's happening. On May 5th, you're going to get an email. If you are in default, not if you're in forbearance, not if you've just been making payments, but if you are in default, meaning you haven't made a payment since the Biden era, okay, 200 and some days, you're going to get an email. And in that email, it's going to give you a couple different options to start repaying back on your federal student loans. The email will explicitly say if you do not make any steps to start your repayment program, okay, it will start garnishing your wages later this summer. Everyone's freaking out and everyone's hating Trump. But listen, that same email reportedly, supposedly, is also going to have some links that you can do to apply for income-driven repayment plan or sign up for loan rehabilitation.
They about to garnish our wages. They really know how to just ruin your day. The U.S. government hates everybody here. Y'all, as of May 5th, they're taking 15% of your wages towards student loans. Y'all, I've been ignoring student loans since I've been in school. If y'all know how much I owe in student loan, y'all would think I went to school to be a lawyer. And it's a degree that wasn't even providing me a decent lifestyle. I was just living off vibes. So you mean to tell me I went to school and y'all lied to me? Y'all wanted me to go out there and do triple the work to get a degree. Y'all, I owe so much money. I'm in Texas, so we don't have state tax. 15%. You might as well go ahead and add 5 more. Add 10. Because that's the state tax. I cannot believe this. I just had to pull over, y'all. My head started throbbing. I'm about to get a headache. They're doing this in a couple of weeks, y'all. I got to go do deferment. I got to go do something. Y'all, we can't get away from this. People are even already saying that their credit score has dropped from a 700 something to a 500 something. Oh my gosh, my credit score. 15%, whether you have it or not, as of May 5th. So long as you have money in your bank account, they are taking it. In fact, financial aid just called me the other day and I hung up on them. Not in the mood. Don't have it. I'm living off life. I'm vibing.
Hey, Magga, I'm going to need you to keep that same energy that you have for student loan borrowers for people like Donald Trump, who filed for bankruptcy 6 different times despite being a billionaire, couldn't afford to pay their debt. Keep that same energy for the PPP loan borrowers, the mega millionaires, billionaires, and corporate giants who constantly get bailed out by our government on our tax-paying dime and dollar and don't end up paying those loans back. Keep that same energy for those people.
Student loan thing, because most people who are not paying back their student loans right now are doing it because they can't afford it, not because they don't want to. And just because you call it and tell them to pay you doesn't mean money comes out of nowhere. And I know they said they're going to garnish wages, but that takes resources that they're currently cutting. So I think they're going to target specific people that are really loud and annoying that they might garnish, but that they're going to send the rest of us to collections at best.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are celebrating Trump beginning collections on federal student loans, it is not only fucked up, but you are not standing on principle. You're not. I'm sorry. You are celebrating people's suffering. Actually, I'm not sorry. Let me amend that. You are celebrating people's suffering, and you are not just saying, oh yeah, it's good for you. It builds character. And if I had to do it, you should. No, you are sentencing someone to being labeled as a criminal, to have debt collection hanging over their heads, to have their wages garnished, to have their taxes up, to have their social security benefits with. Like, you are putting a person who is in a much different situation than you were when you were paying your student loans to have their life compromised, to be set up for failure for the rest of their life. We are already in a recession. We are already all struggling financially and have been for quite some time. And what? Now this is something we celebrate. This is something we say, oh my God, I'm so happy that people who are defaulted, who are severely in debt already and in a financial crisis already, yeah, let's just push them over the edge. Let's just take them for all they've got. Let's just send them to collections. Why? Because I had to pay my student loans. What? Are we not all here so that we can reduce our collective suffering? Like, we should want less people to suffer, not more. And especially not if we know what that suffering feels like. Why am I trying to haze people just because I endure suffering that I can help eliminate for future generations? What? Like, it makes no sense. The people who are like, oh yeah, well, I'm doing this because it's what I wish I could have had in my childhood. I just want to make the world a better place and easier so that, they don't have to go through what I did. And then they're like, but you have to go through what I did. You have to suffer. It is the people who are already struggling to pay overdraft fees in their bank accounts that you are celebrating having to pay so much money that they don't have, to the point where their wages, taxes, and social security benefits are going to be garnished. And on top of all of this, what populations is this going to affect most negatively? Oh, marginalized ones. Who are the people that get student loans and get federal student loans? Who are the people that are disadvantaged economically? Like, hello, everybody, please.
Y'all, they're about to start garnishing people's wages whose student loans are in default. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I know that there is a literal avalanche of news happening at every moment and that every headline is a breaking news headline, but this is really serious and people need to know because it could ruin people's lives. And of course, the Trump administration doesn't give. However, okay, long story short, a lot of people received a pause on their student loans needing to be repaid back in 2020 during the pandemic, okay? Well, the Trump administration has decided that even though the economy is falling apart at the seams and Lord even knows what the unemployment numbers are, right now is apparently the right time to start garnishing people's wages to retrieve this money. This process is going to start May 5th, and they're saying that they're going to give people whose wages are going to be garnished a 30-day warning. And I don't know if that means that like letters are going out May 5th. Are they sending electronic notifications? I'm really not sure. They're going to be using the same department that they use in order to send taxes and collect taxes through direct deposit. It's called the Treasury Department Offset Program. There are currently 5.3 million borrowers that are in default right now, right this second, in the United States, and they expect that number to be 10 million within the next few months. And they want to start taking people's money out of their paychecks.
If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. It's very simple.
So if I don't have any wages to garnish, then what? Does that categorize me as a criminal and then I'm sent to the concentration camps?
Well, they just dropped the student loan bomb. The federal government just announced that it's coming for your loans, and collections begin May 5th for student loan debt. If you're in default, they can garnish your wages, they can take your tax return, and they can even take like your benefits like Social Security. And if you still can't pay it and you default, they're going to send you to collections. There are about 5.3 million people in the United States right now in default. This is going to hurt the people that are already struggling the most. They are really just trying to absolutely cripple as many people as possible at this point. It's pretty clear they want us completely broke. They don't give a fuck about our health. They don't really give a shit if we die. Yeah, they're just gonna cut everything. This really just paves the path for so much more. I just realized that's about the same amount of people that have been at the protests. Interesting. Well, see you guys May 1st. That's the next one.
If you are a student loan borrower and you are in default as of 2020 when the COVID program stopped everything from being collected on, your wages are going to get garnished starting May 5th. No, I'm not kidding. The jokes truly write themselves. But the Trump administration has said that they're going to start garnishing wages of all the borrowers that are specifically in default. And when the COVID program happened, about 5 million people were in default. And I'm sure that once we all have to start actually paying back our loans, a lot of us are going to go into default. Of course, they're just pushing us to, get income-driven payment plans. And yeah, but it's just like we were promised to go to college and get like these high-paying jobs, and none of us are getting hired. And now we have to pay back all this money. And I get it. I got a service, all that. Totally cool with me. But, yeah, I just feel like it's all very abrupt and not giving anybody time to actually set up the ability to do this when we were kind of fed down the tube to begin with.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have gotten student loans. Maybe you shouldn't have taken student loans out. Here's my 2 cents on student loans. So many people are saying, well, it was your idea to take out student loans. 90% of people who go to college have no other choice. Not to mention, in high school, the only thing you're taught is you need to graduate high school so you can get into a good college. You're not taught these are the other options that you can do instead of going to college, because college is not the only option. But I don't think paying back your debts is morally superior. I literally don't care that you grinded for over a decade and stretched yourself so thin and worked 2 jobs and missed out on kids' birthdays and missed out on funerals and missed out on your life. What is dwindling time in your life of mobility and good health in order to pay back, of all people, the federal government. You will never catch me working that hard for the federal government, ever. Ever, ever, ever. There's so many people in my comments, wait, I'm confused. I thought we were paying our student loans back. It's a loan, not a gift. Yeah, I literally don't care. Congratulations, you did, I'm not. And many people can't. And also the people that have been paying them back and are in good standing and trying to be a good citizen, quote unquote, because that's how we're measured, is how well we can pay back our debts when our own government is not even paying back our debts, and our own president owes the state of New York so much money that he literally can't even go there, and the fact that he owes other states so much money that he literally couldn't hold rallies. And that's why he had to use really obscure, weird third-party vendors in order to hold rallies in states. He's gone bankrupt 6 times. So yeah, your neighbor who's got 3 children and weighed down by student loans, who has to file for bankruptcy in order to continue to pay her student loans, is the one that's morally inferior. Same government that sends $8.8 billion at the drop of a hat across seas to support. Same government who manipulates and uses our stock market to their own advantage and insider trades every day. Congratulations. Like, you literally are living and dying to pay back the federal government, and it's never going to be me. The bootlicking is insane. It's a really, really weird hill to die on when you can't even afford eggs. That goes for all debts. That goes for houses. That goes for cars. We're weighed down by cars and car loans with high interest rates because we don't have public transport that's affordable and or accessible. Weighed down by mortgages. Let's not even talk about that. None of us are ever going to own homes ever again. Allowing predatory practices like LLCs buying out houses, doing absolutely nothing about it, if anything, perpetuating the behavior. The federal government does not care about you. They're making billions of dollars off of your back. These debts are not ours. Paying back our student loans will not fix our debt deficit. Just run the numbers. The fact that they are bleeding out money in places like the DOD. It is not on me to bail out the government.
It is not on the American people. They have just propagandized it that way. Until we see that, until we see our government as inherently evil and that they are all working towards the same goal, we will never have class solidarity and we will never, ever get ourselves out of this situation. We need some Eric Mays energy up in this.
If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. It's very simple.
This is why I didn't go to school. You didn't go to school because you're illiterate. You didn't go to school because you can't do simple math. You didn't go to school because you wouldn't get in. Yet you will go 100K in debt on a truck. Shut up.
I love it whenever I see people who are like, oh, you have student loans? Like, well, if you can't afford to go to college, like, you shouldn't go there. You shouldn't go to that option. And it's like, you know what? Well, then, if you can't afford to buy a house in cash, then you shouldn't buy a house. Mortgages shouldn't exist then, because you shouldn't go into debt for something that you can't afford. And it's like, literally, of all of the things to shame people for being in debt for, like being like shaming people for having student loans because they took out loans to get an education to better themselves, to be a better member of society. It's bonkers. On the house thing, though, you know who agrees with me? Dave Ramsey. Literally. He's like, buy a house in cash, which is like really unreasonable advice, but just saying.
5.3 million people are about to go into default on their student loan debt, and the government, the Department of Education, will now be garnishing their wages. What can we do? Pull your money out of major banks. The 5.3 million people that are about to have their student loans go into default, if you're with a major bank, go to a credit union. You'll still be able to have your direct deposit, your checking, your savings. What this is going to do is pulling money out of the banks is going to financially hurt them. And if it's done in mass, it could possibly cripple them. What this is then going to do is put pressure on the government. Our votes aren't really doing anything anymore. We see nobody's coming to save us. The only thing that we're able to do right now is vote with our dollars and where we're spending them. Pull your money out of major banking institutions and put them into credit unions. Personally, I never went to college. I do not have college, or I do not have debt. I don't have kids. I'm not paying for anybody to go to college. But a better educated populace, and a populace that's able to make decisions because they are not saddled to debt, is better for the entirety of society. And I understand that. And we all need to band together for each other, because this is what this looks like.
I really can't believe it's people in the comments of this student loan situation talking about yeah, this is how the world works. You borrow money, you pay it back. Shut your stupid ass up. A school loan ain't the same as an auto loan or a home loan or a personal loan, you damn idiot. Black people, minorities especially, had to go to school. We ain't left. We had to go to school. I had no choice but to go to damn school. And then when I went to school, it wasn't like I'm working for my damn self now. I'm making money for other people. And the money gets taxed. This is all going back into the hand. It's like a big circle, and y'all fail to realize that. Your credit score is made the up. That's a made up. Money made the up. This is a system. America is a system. I'm confused at how the hell y'all still don't realize this. Then on top of that, y'all ain't even willing to try to make reasonable payment plans. Y'all ain't even trying to do like $100 a month. Y'all want the whole shit. Y'all want $2,000 a month on a degree that people ain't even using. When I got out of school, I couldn't even use my degree right away. They wanted 100 years of experience. Like, what the fuck? Y'all garnish my wages. I'm garnishing my damn job. Period. I get energy siphoned daily. Restraining myself from hopping through the computer and choking people out daily. And I've been doing this since I've been 16. I've been working in America since I've been 16 and ain't got too much to show for it other than the standard American properties. So if you disagree with whatever I say, you could do the hokey pokey, I don't know if I've had too many magical chocolates, but I'm gonna need y'all to really wrap your mind around what we're really in, because y'all are sick.
Just for the record, we will all file bankruptcy and we will all go back to school. You're not getting a dime from us. What? I have 3 degrees. I'll go get another one. I'm a black woman. Black women are the most educated populace on this planet. We go to bed, wake up, and decide, okay, we're bored. Let's go get another degree. Are you kidding me? I will take 2 to 3 credits per semester, per year, until the next administration gets here and figures this is all out. You're not getting a dime from me, Donald Trump. Because see, what you don't understand, while you are trying to crush the middle class and destroy the lower class, we're thinking 10 steps ahead of you. You've been wanting that degree, go get it now. If you've been wanting that 2nd or 3rd degree, go sign up now. Sign up part-time. Get those credits. Stay in school as long as you need to wait out this administration. May 5th, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Trust me.
My credit score just dropped 150 points. Yay, love that for me. And not only that, but I am now in debt to the U.S. Department of Education. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that was dissolved. I am now in debt to the SBA. That's the Small Business Administration. Don't that sound crazy? I'm in debt to them a whopping $27,554.24. I was 18 when y'all gave that to me. It's a predatory practice. I didn't know my nose from my. And for everyone that's saying, oh, well, y'all took out the loans, I want y'all to think back to whenever y'all were 18 and all the stupid that y'all have done. Millions of Americans are barely making it by. We're hanging on by a thread. We're living in hell. The cost of everything is sky high. And here y'all talking about some student loans? Right now, y'all can't be serious. I have nothing to give. I don't have a wage to garnish.
I'm gonna keep posting about this all day because this is bullshit. I went and logged into my federal loan account and this is what I found. I graduated in 2011 with $46,000 in student loan debt. My loan debt is now almost $90,000. In that time, I've been a social worker that has made income-based repayments on my loan for years, and that shit has almost doubled. You wanna know why people are pissed off about their student loans? It's not because we can't get anyone else to pay them for us. It is because you have set it up where we can never pay them off ourselves. And then you sit here and tell us into our faces that we are lazy, this is somehow our fault, while cheering on banks and auto industries and Elon Musk getting subsidies of millions of dollars a day. Anyone who still doesn't see that this is rigged against us can get.
If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back. It's very simple.